Hey everyone, it's DeAnna, and I am here with the very last video in the All About a Boy series that I have on my channel. It's been going now for, I think this is the 10th, the 10th video, so 10 weeks. And yeah, so I got a lot of things, a lot of pictures scrapped, older pictures of my son, which was really cool. And I had kind of hoped that I would get some newer ones, but I didn't get there. Like, I seriously think I have enough photos to scrapbook of him to create at least 100 layouts, if not lots more. But I just didn't get to the older photos of him. I have a lot of baby photos. I think I explained in the beginning, I had a fire, so a lot of my photos burned, but luckily I had my son's grandma on his dad's side had a bunch of photos that she shared with me when he was graduating, so I didn't have those until about 6 years ago. So yeah, so I just like totally went into a big old rant about that. um so anyways, yeah, this is the last layout for this series, and it was a really fun series. I had what I enjoyed, I think, outside of, actually scrapping my son, because I don't get to scrap him as often. He doesn't really let me take his picture much anymore. He's a lot older now. So, but anyways, what was interesting going through some of like the hip kit that I had that particular month, I believe it was August, it was very girly. And so it was fun kind of, using the products and really getting to see that, you are able to really scrapbook a boy layout using a lot of those products. So, and I know part of it is just because, I was using a lot of like the black and white or the grays, and then that sheet there that I'm backing on the photo as a photo mat, that was an Amy tan, and it had just a lot of really cool primary. Well, I think it wasn't all primary colors because the blue was a soft, almost baby blue. Excuse me. But there was the reds and the yellows and the greens. So, that's can go either, boy, girl, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I like this layout. It's one that I did at the very end, and I just kind of put it together without really thinking too much about it. In fact, I didn't even have a sheet that I filled out, which is sort of disappointing considering I scrapbooked this so long ago, so I don't remember everything that I used or did. But for the most part, I used the crepe paper, Cute Girl, and the Amy Tangerine Oh Happy Life. And then I think there was a little bit of the Dear Lizzie Saturday collection that got used on this layout. But that's a lot of what was in that kit for that month. So that's what I used. Now, I used some of the Shimmers spray, and it was I don't know, I consider it to be kind of a lighter gold. I'm trying to think of what it's called. I have it right here. It's called Eggnoggin, and I put some of that on there, and it wasn't showing a ton, but it was enough to give it a little bit of shimmer. And then I used the India ink to do the black splatters, and which was great, except that I kind of splotched a little too much down there in the right corner, and so it ends up warping my paper. But it was my own fault because I think I squeezed the nib or the little applicator, or I'm not sure what you call it, but I squeezed it a little too hard, and a bunch of the ink came out in a big blob. So I have to be more careful with that. So right there, that is a piece of the Cute Girl paper from Crepe Paper. And this was something that I'm sure I saw someone else do this first, but a lot of people were actually cutting those scallops out, and they're super cute. And so I did that on, I think, probably a couple different layouts that I did, but I just like how it kind of gives that contrast, and it just kind of defines whatever it is you're outlining. And then I really wanted to use that Yes Please cutout. And this booklet, I'm sure I bragged about it probably in another video, but I cannot believe how many stickers are in this booklet. And there, there's just so many that even for me is really usable. I a lot of times when it's like a big sticker sheet or big sticker book like this, I have a hard time using, you know, all of the elements, but um, definitely I think what's going to be hard is just the fact that there's so many of them. I now this kit is one that I feel I killed almost completely other than the embellishments. I used so much of the paper in this kit that I actually purchased some additional of that paper from Amy Tan, the Oh Happy Life. I actually purchased like extra paper, I think, so I could do this layout. But I ended up I needed some more paper because I did so many layouts. And if you're if you get the hip kits or you've seen some of the uh, box openings of the hip kits, like especially if you get the majority of the kits, there are so many embellishments. I don't know how anybody gets through them in a month, but they are there's just tons. There's tons of them, and you get full packs almost of everything. So it's really a great kit. But what I found with this kit, which was the August kit, I still have just a ton of embellishments, even though I went through all the paper, and I typically get the paper add-on too. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this kit. It was a good one. And then I did some stitching, and I showed that I did it around the Yes Please piece that I cut out, and then around the white cardstock paper. And I'm just sticking that stuff down. And then I did the stickers that I pulled from the Amy Tan Oh Happy Life sticker book. I just put that on white cardstock and just cut it out so that it would, it would stand out more than if I would have just put it on top of that gray paper. And I like these rubber. Some are called rubber charms. I think these are just called rubber shapes or something like that. They're really nice. They don't have sticky backs, which I actually like because the ones that originally came out, and I can't remember which company it was, but the stickiness was really greasy. And so I like that they're now coming out without the sticky on the back. And I'm just trying to just see what else I can add. Oh, I remember that part of the layout. I was just kind of trying to see what I wanted to use, and I just keep moving things around and moving things around. So, but I did decide with this rubber piece I wanted to cover up that date on the photo. I have lots of older photos, and I'm sure we all do, but they're photos that have the date on them. And I think back then it was so cool to have that because, well, you knew what the date was. Now that but now it's like, it's almost like it just looks, I don't know, it takes away from the photo. I just don't like it. So I just covered that up. And then these sequins are from the Cute Girl collection. And it's just kind of like I don't know what you would call that. It's like a shade of green and then gold. And I'm just putting that around the page. And sorry, oh there, I'm going to zoom out. And I do use these glue dots, these really mini glue dots, to add the sequins. So I'm just kind of doing that. And I think for the most part, I might add one or two more things. Oh, it looks like I'm using glue. I wonder why I decided to do that. I didn't notice if I was having trouble. It might have been that the sequins weren't sticking to the glue dots. I'm not sure. I typically use the glue dots. But anyways, so yeah. So this is the last layout for this series, and I am going to be doing some different things over the next couple months, or month and a half, maybe 2 months. And that is around, I have started to share a traveler's notebook where I'm doing 30 Days of Thankful, and I'm hoping that I'll actually finish that book. I've kind of fallen behind, and it's a lot to try and scrapbook something daily, but and then I also have some holiday layouts that I'm going to share in December. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the series, and I will definitely catch you next time.